It's Anti-Simp back with another video, and I want to talk about something that's kind of near and dear to my heart. I'm going to get straight to it. Are you a simp? I say this because the internet is oversaturated with dudes who don't know what the word means. They use it out of context. And then you have females playing dumb when it's used in proper context. So I ask again, are you a simp? And I'm going to break it down to the simplest of forms, and I want you guys to like and share this video so that it can, people can educate themselves. I mean, there are some people who won't, but for the most part, since I am the guy that pretty much put this shit out there, I'm not the inventor of the terminology, but when you go to search, the term simping, my content comes up, basically. So I decided, enough is enough. Motherfuckers using the term out of context, enough is enough. So, back to it. Are you a simp? Are you a man who puts himself in a subservient or submissive position under women in hopes of winning them over? Do you think Kuda Puff, the vagina, is more valuable? Do you think it's more valuable than gold? Do you think the vagina is more valuable than your own genitalia? Do you think it's more valuable than your dick? If so, you might be a simp. Being a simp is a passive way out of fear of rejection. Instead of stepping to women with confidence in yourself and, being you, you have to pander to them. You have to place them above you like they're the prize. You have to string them along instead of letting them know what's up. Hey, I want to fuck with you. Do you fuck with me? That's the end of it. Also, no sense of self-worth makes you a simp. Worshipping women makes you a simp. And of course, bitches are going to say, what's wrong with it? Because they're the ones benefiting from you simping. Even if a part of you perishes to the afterlife, they don't care. They still benefit from you. They benefit off of you tricking off your paper in hopes of them coming around. They benefit off of you sacrificing your sense of self-worth to, cater to their egos. They benefit off of it. So yeah, that kind of makes you a simp. Buying a woman's, OnlyFans subscriptions, or, her attachments, her pictures, her nudes, that doesn't make you a simp. Only if your intent is to buy them to win her over. If you think spending money on them will, win her over. And I've seen that before. Buying them for the simple purpose of just looking at them or jerking off to them, whatever cases, that doesn't make you a simp. That makes you a trick, but it doesn't make you a simp. Some people might view cupcaking as a form of simping, which is like, cupcaking is basically being overly affectionate. And that's not, that doesn't make you a simp. Tolerating disrespect makes you a simp. Being obsessive, not willing to take no for an answer, begging, pleading, negative reactions, those are what I call power simps. But that's probably a different video, A brief, definition of that would just, a regular simp, but, amplified. Somebody who, matter of fact, I don't even have to do a separate video for that one. I mean, I probably could give y'all different, go deeper into it, but, I can give you definitions right now. Debo from Friday was a simp. He was somebody that, he probably would beat you up over a female. Dudes who willing to, hurt other innocent people for a female or over a female, those dudes would qualify as power simps. Those dudes that you see on r slash nice guys on Reddit, the ones who be having angry reactions to rejection, or women who just don't outright jump on them or whatever, and behave the way they want them. Those dudes behave like power simps, getting angry. Oh, I hate women. You fucking women. You know how what's that guy's name? Shaman, bass shaman. When he does his voiceovers, he reads the screenshots or whatever. Those guys that he's reading over, those guys qualify as power simps. Somebody who's a simp, but more aggressive with their emotions, emotionally aggressive. Dudes who are willing to hurt females if they don't get what they want. They kill them over not getting what they want. Those dudes will qualify as power simps. There are some things that wouldn't be a good look, that make your actions kind of simpish, but not make you a full-blown simp. And finally, like I said earlier, the internet is oversaturated with goofy ass dudes who don't know what the word means. They use it out of context, and then you have females playing dumb when it is used in proper context. A man showing love and respect to a woman who's showing him love and respect, that isn't simping. It might become overly obsessive. It might become overly obsessive cupcaking. Complimenting a female doesn't make you a simp. I seen somebody post a video on the page's timeline, and they were trying to call a dude who complimented a female a simp or whatever cases. That doesn't qualify him as a simp. It's easy to point out Steve Urkel as a simp, but what a lot of dudes aren't willing to look at is the deeper issues, the deeper things. As I said earlier, Debo could qualify as a simp. A dude who is willing to hurt an entire block, because of a female, that dude will qualify as a simp, as a power simp. To be honest, there's levels to this shit. There is levels to this shit. There was a guy who I banned from my page, I think sometime around last year. And I pointed out that, dudes becoming whiny and complaining about females that reject them, and complaining about them rejecting them for the nice guys. And that's pretty much their fallback answers, that you're only rejecting me because, you like assholes. When a lot of you dudes just aren't nice guys in general. Hell, you might even be trying to call me a simp because I'm pointing that out. I've had guys try to call me a simp because I pointed it out, that they, they're not really behaving or becoming of guys who are generally nice guys. You're only nice to females when you think you can get something out of them, or when they're attractive. That's the only time you're nice. You will qualify as a simp. Or your actions will qualify you as doing something simp-ish. Holding you accountable for your actions does not make me a simp. I'm not sitting there telling you, don't, cuss these bitches out, because they're queens or something like that. I'm not saying stuff like that. I'm telling you, as a man, take shit on the chin and move forward. We all deal with rejection. We all deal with, things that, that don't feel very well, feel very good. The point is to move forward, to move past it. You don't get mad that a broad is rejecting you and then call yourself a nice guy who's just getting rejected because she likes to deal with thugs. That doesn't make you a nice guy. That makes you sound like a fucking tool. It makes you sound like a dickhead. And then she's going to feel justified in rejecting guys like you. And usually, what I've noticed is about base shaman reading these screenshots or whatever, is that a lot of the dudes that be in these screenshots be white dudes. A vast majority of them are white dudes. Occasionally, I might see a black dude here and there, and even he sounds like a dickhead. But for the most part, a lot of them dudes be white. And them white dudes, they like to, as I've said before, they, you know, it's natural for them to do stuff like that. It's natural for them to be simp-ish. I mean, after all, y'all used to hang black men for talking to black women. For even blinking or any type of interaction that you thought was with a white woman. You used to hang black men over that. And what did I say earlier? If you're willing to kill somebody or harm somebody else over a female, that makes you a power simp. So y'all were the biggest power simps in the game. Y'all were probably traveling around the entire globe, smashing other people's women. But if they touch y'all's, y'all had some type of emotional attachment to them. Oh, don't touch our women. You might soil them. That's some sucker shit right there. But back to what I was saying earlier. I had a guy who I banned from the page earlier. Not today, but like last year, around this time last year, I banned a guy. He, you know, called himself exposing me because I banned him from the page. Like we were supposed to have some type of brotherhood. We ain't got no brotherhood. I don't believe in none of that crap that y'all be talking about. You know, if I was a female, I wouldn't be, you know, on that sisterhood bullshit either. But I'm a fucking man. I'm a man who stands on his own 2 feet. But he got upset because I pointed out that he sounded simpish. You know, guys who complain about, you know, because you sound like you're putting a bitch on a pedestal. You're whining about them rejecting you, and you know, you're whining about them, you know, wanting to deal with other people. Like, so what, man? They are females. They're gonna do what females do. So getting mad that they're not choosing you is some sucker shit. That makes you sound like a simp. Your actions are simp-ish. He tried to pull up the Urban Dictionary definition. I'm like, I'm the reason the Urban Dictionary definition even exists, dog. When I first started this Facebook page, or any of my social medias, there was no other content out there like mine. And yeah, I might be a little bit behind on technology, you know, with producing content. But when I got on top of it, I flooded all of my social media handles with content. Once I learned how to make memes, once I learned how to record videos properly without, you know, because I deleted a lot of my old videos. I don't think they sounded very well. Used to have like weird music in them. And I'm not against like having weird music, you know. I like, you know, all types of music, but it just didn't sound good to me. But I'm the reason that there's so much content on it in the first place. A lot of dudes made videos, and their videos were very specific about things, and when it's like, no, there's no simping in general. There ain't no stop simping at the workforce. There ain't no stop simping, you know, for, you know, soccer moms. There ain't no stop simping for women at your job, or however you want to phrase it, however these videos are. Y'all just don't sound like y'all know what y'all talking about, with all due respect. You know what I mean? It's very specific. You know, suckers idolizing mediocre Kuda puff. Like, no. In general, there should be absolutely no simping, and females cannot be simps. It is a gender-specific term that can only apply to males. And this video going on 15 minutes. Let me wrap this up. I wanted to do this video just so that we could just, you know, have a thoroughbred recording. Whenever people go on YouTube to find out what a simp is and if they qualify, they could go to me, because I know what I'm talking about. I've been laced by the most thoroughest players ever in the game. And to be realistic, the terminology simp comes from the game. We're talking real players. We're talking about real P's, real Max, people who actually have been in the game. And the terminology simp was used to identify certain players in the game, or certain pieces in the game. A hoe is always going to be a female. I don't care how much broads try to, apply that terminology to men as well. And a simp is always going to be a male. Nothing else.